Are you a thinker? Do you ask big questions? Questions like, who am I? Why are we here? What is the purpose of life? What exactly is a good life?
Imagine, there's no authority, no political leaders. If you feel so strongly that you hate a certain person, you just kill that person and move on with your life. Nobody will bother you about it. Do you think that will be the best life?
Do you think about freedom and what freedom means? What are the conditions of freedom? What do we need to be free?
Oh, freedom! Isn't that completely obvious? It is doing what I want, when and where I want. What about the other person's freedom? How free are we?
Is this sufficient enough for us to believe that we are free, in order for us to feel free? Are the conditions of our existence as real as we think it is? Do we know that our version of consciousness is the true consciousness? What is false consciousness? What is ideology? And how does it affect our lives? From a Marxist perspective, we live in false consciousness that is ideological in nature. A Marxist definition of ideology is something that disempowers the believer while reconciling the believer with his disempowerment. Do you think about being human? What does it mean to exist? How do we, as humans, authentically exist in our world?
It is about finding meaning in the world as lived by human beings of flesh and blood.
Do you want to investigate the lived experience?
Now, how is a person a person?
Can one be a human being but not a person? Some argue that without rationality, one can merely be a human being but not a person. What does this say about people living with mental disabilities? Are they not persons?
Is the condition of being human the same for everyone? Do we experience our humanness in the same way?
Mom, does everybody have the same life?
Do the various cultures and races of the world experience being in the same way? What is being? What is the nature of being? How do social structures and institutions impact on the lived experience?
Do the existing social, economic, political, communication, and information dissemination systems bear heavily on human lives, some more than others?
What is truth? Is truth universal? Is what is considered to be truth something that is constant and unchanging through history?
Does truth have a keeper? Who is the custodian of truth?
Does truth benefit others in society and disadvantage others?
Is human experience essentially linguistic in nature? Does language shape our consciousness? Do the words we use impact our reality? Do words have the power to produce particular realities? What about political correctness? Has political correctness gone too far? Is political correctness the modern-day form of censorship? Does metaphor influence prejudice? When I am described as a dark-skinned person, already pregnant in the language of the word dark are all kinds of meanings that are not kind, sort of like underhandedness, evil, ignorance, nefariousness. So when you describe me as a dark-skinned person, those meanings are already cast upon me, changing the consciousness of what I might be just by the language itself. As worlds collide and cultures merge, can we really say that there still is an exclusive concept of race? What is race? Who benefits most from categories of race?
But does race really exist?
Can we choose our race?
Or maybe we are all just constructing this concept for our own benefits and needs. What do you think?
Do you think about inequality, injustice, equity, disempowerment, disenfranchisement, poverty?
Why there's so much poverty in the world? What causes unemployment? Is it natural or is it caused?
Philosophy deals with hard questions, real questions, interesting questions, challenging questions.
Is democracy good?
Questions that emerge as the world changes and evolves. Questions designed to progress the path of our experience in the most optimal way. As Biko painfully reminded us, the greatest weapon in the hands of the oppressor is the mind of the oppressed. Philosophy. Free your mind. Blow it wide open. Ask the questions you always wanted to ask.
What is justice? What is freedom?
Are you a thinker? Do you ask big questions? Are you interested in how people think and what they think about? Are you concerned with solving real life, real world problems? Philosophy is the discipline that helps you do that. Philosophy, from Greek words philein and sophia, translates itself into love of wisdom. It concerns itself with asking big questions, using the skills of reason, critical reflection, and logic to examine the ways in which humans live and experience the world. It teaches you critical thinking, close reading, clear writing, and logical analysis. And it uses these skills to try and understand the language we use to describe the world and how we exist in it.
Philosophy is a light illuminating the darkness.
Philosophy opens doors.
It cuts and clears paths.
It expands your horizons.
It is current, modern, relevant.
It is an exercise in curiosity, wonder, and enlightenment.
It is of enduring interest.
Philosophy is so awesome.
Philosophy. Big questions. Bigger lives.